Right, hopefully that works. Yep, there we go. That's that one. I think it might have been SiriBot that broke it. Because it would have been an add due, and that didn't play. What is going on? I don't even know what this is. Okay, I really don't know what is happening. Okay. I am live on both YouTube and Twitch. Are you having internet issues? Oh, ooh, yeah. But I don't think it's the internet. I think something happened, but it kicked me off YouTube and then kicked me off Twitch while streaming. I'm back now, but are you okay? Do I have what? I can do. Give me a sec. I will switch to be back soon. Guys, I will be back soon. let the ad break roll quickly. I will switch screens. Right, so weirdly, we just got a water bill through. But yeah, John had to talk to me about it because it's like £300 a month. £300 a month for a water bill. We can't do that. That's ridiculous. The last place we were paying £80 a month. So I don't know what's happened there, but I need to ring them. But I'll call them after stream. But they're just another thing to add to the mountain of stress piling up. If it's not one thing, it's another. And then yeah, for some reason the streams went iffy. I don't know what happened. YouTube went down and Twitch went down at the same time, but they also went down around the time that SiriBot posts the ads. So I wasn't sure if it was SiriBot and maybe it just kind of crashed. But either way, we're back at it. I'm not going to let it get to me now. So I need to get these little ones finished. But yeah, sorry about that. It happened. Hytale equals Minecraft 2.0. Also, hi. Hi, Volclo. How's it going? How are you? Good to see you. I've just been sat here colouring in and stressing. I put rain music on. So the last stream where I did the line work, unfortunately got demonetized because it had Ghibli music playing in the background. But that's on me. So, Mojang gonna be mad? Nah, they won't. Nah, they're okay. They can't be mad. I think if anything, the one person that will be a bit miffed is probably Notch, because he's been working on a new game for a while that's like a Minecraft-esque version dungeon crawler RPG. And of course, you can do that now in Hytale. So I have a feeling that he might be a bit like, But it is what it is. Games evolve. Things get better. It's just another game like any Souls game, you know? We call them like Souls-esque games now. There's got a whole genre. And that all came from, you know, Dark Souls. And now there's like a whole genre of games that people refer to as Soul games. Hi, Bulldog. Good to see you. Good morning. I'm like, you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, Folklore. I am not having a good morning, actually. I am having a terrible morning, and I had a terrible stream yesterday, and it's all like all these tiny, tiny little bits of stress seem to be building up a little bit. So, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think you missed me crying. I was just saying, Stiffy, to your message earlier that about the K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know if you heard anything that I said, but I was like, every time that I hear that song, I cry because I think of you and Helen. And then I talked about that for a little bit, and I had a little bit of a cry. And you went here, and then I realized that the stream wasn't working, and I was like, oh well. Yeah, I really went into it. Like I had a whole thing. I was like, but you know, and then you weren't replying, and I was kind of like, is something wrong? And then I looked, and then the stream was down again, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, restart. Just get it on. Um. Oh no, what happened? So this morning I was late. Okay, so yesterday, I'll start again. Yesterday we were playing Don't Scream Together, and I got mauled by a bear just as someone in chat used the jump scare redeem, and that was hilarious because it was so well timed. So it got clipped, and I was like, ah, brilliant, that would be a great one to put on TikTok and everything. And then realized that my desktop audio for the whole time we were playing hadn't been on, so no one could hear the game volume. And I was just like, God damn it, that's useless now. That's completely wrecked all those clips that we had. But that was probably the funniest one I thought. And then so that annoyed me. And then I thought, oh, I'll go play a bit of Hytale for the end of my stream, and chill out with that. And then a load of things kind of stressed me out in Hytale. And then I was just like, all right, I'm done. And I didn't even sign off on my stream like I normally do, where I say like, love you, crap, and bye. I just went, I'm done. End stream. It's like I'm too stressed to care. And then this morning, so I was late to my stream because I was on hold with the doctor. And you know when it says like, oh, you're one in the queue. I was one in the queue for 35 minutes. And I was just like, okay, this is ridiculous. But they finally answered my call, and unfortunately, they haven't provided me with my medication, even though I rang them on Monday to get that moved across so that I can get my blood pressure medication, which I haven't got at the moment. So we've got all these little bubbly bits of stress creeping up, and me with no blood pressure medication. So this is looking great. um, so yeah, no good for my heart problems. But anyway, so yeah, and then John came in just as the stream went down, luckily. So I did a little be back soon, set it all up again, put myself into sort of mute so I could hear what he had to say. Turns out our water bill's like £300 a month. £300 a month. We were paying £80 a month at the last property. So we're kind of like, okay, something's wrong there. We need to ring them. We need to talk to them. So after stream, I've got to call them and find out what the hell is going on there. Because £300 a month is ridiculous. Loving the background. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hajami stream? Is that how I say it? Hajami? I'm probably butchering that, and I'm really sorry. Like, how would I pronounce? I don't want to just call you stream, or that just sounds weird. But yeah, welcome in. Welcome to the stream. Doing little Hytale emotes of my character. I'll just show you quickly. That's what she looks like. My little arcane Arica character. So tried to get her looking as close to my OC as I could pull off. Luckily, the Hytale avatars have a lot of variability. Is that a word? Right. So would you say Hajomi or Hajomi? Hajimi or Hajomi? Hajomi. Like how's the Joe bit pronounced? Is it like a Joe or a Joe? I want those panels. Where are they from? Which panels do you mean? Do you mean the ones in my About Me section or the overlay? Because that's all me. I did that all myself. Hajomi. Okay, Hajomi. Completely unrelated, but do you eat porridge? I don't. I don't like porridge. I actually can't stand porridge. It's more a consistency thing. It's not the flavor. The ones on the wall. Oh, okay, behind me. These ones or the soundproof panels. So this is soundproof paneling. It's really expensive, but it actually came with the property. So because this is a new house that I'm in, and it was one of the main features. Like this cabin was one of the main features as to why we wanted this property, because then I could stream and have a studio and do the art stuff and get more physical art stuff done, and also have like a gaming table where we can do our board games and Warhammer stuff. And these sound panels were part of it already. They didn't do the whole cabin. It's just this wall. So I used it as my backdrop, and I put in little LED lights and everything. But they're literally just, I think they're called, it's either acoustic paneling, soundproof paneling, or like something like that. I'm pretty sure you can find it by just Googling those things. But they come in like different colors, different woods, different size slats. But yeah, you usually get like a big panel of several slats, and they're like £75 a panel sometimes, depending. So depending on how big your wall is, can get quite pricey quite fast. So which is why they probably didn't do the whole cabin and only did the one wall. But it's fine. But yeah, they are really cool. I love them. Thank you. They are cool. Well, for anyone who eats porridge, try adding in a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of honey, and a pinch of salt. Okay. Next time my son has porridge, I'll tell him to try that because I have all those things in the house. How are you finding your new place? Been in there long? We love the new house. Haven't been here long. We moved in over Christmas. It was all a bunch of drama. There is a YouTube video I have up, basically explaining what happened. It's the last art one I put up with. I think it's called Sprig Emotes and Ramblings. And yeah, I literally poured my heart out and told everybody about like the absolute. I'm just gonna say it, the absolute shit show that was our landlord and what happened with our house and it being repossessed and us having to move. And but luckily we got on the property ladder, so this is the first property we'd ever owned. And having a little studio cabin in the garden is very makes me feel very posh, which I am not. But no, it's brilliant. Finally settled in. There was a lot of drama over the moving period. We had a lot of things going on at the same time. My mum was staying with us. My sister came down to visit. So it's all been like crazy, crazy, but also like really cool. So now we're quite like in the zone. We've got everything set up and we're more settled. So I think it did take a little bit of time just to kind of feel settled because we had so much going on. And house moving is stressful for anybody at any time. Um, but yeah, it's nice. We live by the seaside now too, so we're literally 10 minutes walk from the beach, which is lovely. So we're gonna get a doggy. I got. Thank you. It was fun. I know I did ramble about like everything, but I just thought, you know what? I'll make this like a more kind of introductory video and really go into like who I am and what I want to do and what I want the channel to be. And then it's kind of like, people who see that will like get to know me and realize like what I'm about. And because I didn't have anything like that, and I've seen other YouTubers do it where, like, within at some point where they've been putting up videos, they've posted like more of a let's talk about me kind of thing. And I think it's good because I think that's how you really find your audience and you find your people, because you get out there, you be yourself, you tell them all about the dramas and spill the tea, and people can relate. People have the same stresses, the same trials, the same, you know, even if it's different situations, we all feel the same through those situations, and it's something that people can relate to. So I really had fun doing that video, and I really felt I poured my heart into it. Um, does it need much doing? As in work to the house? There was some leaks when we moved in. We had a problem with mice. That's been dealt with, unfortunately. Um, Not as humanely as I would like, but it is what it is, and you have to do what you have to do sometimes. I don't want to talk about it. You get really sad about it. Um, but no, we had a mouse issue. We had a lot of leaks. We had a leak in the electrical cupboard that was literally due to blow. So we had an incredible plumber come around. His name is literally Mario, and he has the Mario theme on his phone when people call him. And I was just like, I love this man. He's our plumber for every day now. He's not going anywhere. He's always going to be our plumber. So that was really funny. But yeah, there is some stuff that we want to do. We've got to fix the back door, because the back door to this cabin. So there's like a tiny little garden area, and then there's the cabin at the end of the garden. And the back door is a sliding panel door. So you have to like pull it and slide it. Unfortunately, the runner is bent and warped, and the back end hinge that clips the runner onto the track is busted. So to open it is so hard. Like you have to grab it and yank it, and he is a legendary plumber. You have to grab it and yank it, and sometimes you need two people. If it's cold, it's worse. And the whole door wobbles in the frame. So we were like, well, that needs to be changed. So that's getting done. We've got that ordered. I've paid the deposit, and we've got that coming. So that's about 2K. But they'll fix the back door. They're going to put in a lovely new one with just open French doors, so you can just like open it and do that. And none of this sliding business. And then yeah, it'll be lovely. We'll have a go out, a bit easier. It won't be so difficult to get out here. Because it's terrible when you need the loo, because our toilet is also upstairs. So If I need the loo and I really need a wee, through the door, and then run upstairs to the loo. Sorry, but yeah, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Isn't that supposed to be on the survey if you got one? So the thing about the survey, yeah, right, we did get one. We did have all that sorted. What happened was that the door was open when he was looking, so he didn't check it. And when we went to view the property, the door was open. So I think they knew, and like just like the thing is this is what happens when you buy a property. Apparently, it's not unheard of, and other friends who have on the property ladder have kind of told us the same thing. There are always things that go unnoticed. And he knew about the leak, but he didn't know where the leak was. We could have got the price down, but with the rush and the stress of everything going on, we were just like, we'll fix it when we move in. We'll just deal with it. It'll just be our problem. We'll just take it on. So, and that's what we did. So we just took on the little problems and got it all sorted ourselves. Because I think sometimes it's just a bit of give and take. But we also have a dormer, so that's that's cool too. Um, but yeah, there were a lot of things on the survey because when he rang me, he was like, "You understand that this house is a bit of a project," and I was like, "What? No, it looks so nice. It looks all ready." But yeah, there was some issues, but it is what it is. Sometimes you can't scare people off. Like this is the problem. It was a nice house, and it wasn't a terrible price. It was a kind of understandable price. We probably got it a bit cheaper with the issues. But then at the same time, you could scare them off and they could look elsewhere for someone else. So we didn't want to do that either. Oh, I've been forgetting her lips. Um, Dude, I've also missed some spots on her face there. But yeah, it's a lovely house and we love it. And we love how it turned out. And yeah, okay, it needed a little bit of love, but we're not mad at the people that lived here before either because it's not their fault. Like they were here, they had a lot of kids. They were a foster family, which I just think is lovely. And they had a lot of kids, and literally every room was a bedroom. Um, Even this room was a bedroom, and they'd lived here for nearly 2 decades. I think it was. So you got to think like all the family traffic in that time, things are going to go wrong with the house. Like, and it's understandable. So I'm not mad about it. And they seem like lovely people. And sometimes, you just got to go through life. Like that's life. You got to be willing to accept the faults as much as the success. I can't get my words out today. You got to accept the bad as much as the good. Not everything is ever going to be perfect, and that's okay. Just like art. Not everything is going to be perfect, and that's okay. We are our own worst critics. Yeah. But where are you from, Hajime? Are you in the process of moving house too? I think my mum would like a house like that, one close to the beach. It's lovely. It really is. The seagulls are kind of cool too, because you wake up. Oh, crud. Right. You wake up and you hear them, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm on holiday. They do get in the bins though. They do be doing that. But we've got our beach rock for the bin to stop them getting in the bins. But if the bin is over full, they do be getting in the bins. And I see them in the neighbours' bins, and you try and have to shoo them away. And the amount of times I've seen Like myself, I myself have done it, and I've seen other people like running out going. So I know they can be pests, but it's still kind of cool to hear them. And it's nice to be so close to like Worthing and Brighton as well, which is really cool because I can just. We went to the pier the other weekend with Miles, and it was like going on a little holiday, and it was just a weekend shopping trip. We went to town, we checked out the local stuff, and it was just lovely. And Miles is my little one, so. Oh, Birmingham! Looking to move at the moment, but can't find anywhere I fall in love with. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That part is difficult. Are you looking to move further north? Or are you looking to come sort of Midlands? Hey, Keelan, welcome in. It's good to see everybody. Right. Have I missed any lips? I missed lips on that one. I knew I missed lips. Last time it was eyebrows, now it's lips. I want south, but it's so expensive. It's really expensive. Like we were going to move north. We got lucky. Okay, if you want to move south, I would say look at Littlehampton because they've got some lovely houses, really, really well priced. So it's definitely like we almost went Littlehampton, but then we found this house and we just fell in love with it. But it's probably the from where we are, it's probably the cheapest kind of area that we have found. Um, and it's just lovely too. But we were also looking to move to Leamington Spa at one point and Manchester. We looked into all of those places because it's just so much cheaper than down here. Oh, I think Keelan came and went. Oh, goodness, my line work. Okay. We don't want perfect straight lines, because then it defeats the purpose of looking authentically drawn. I love how this is coming along. I would probably add a bit more shading, I think, in some places. Can I live in your attic? I mean, you can come around and stay. But no. And we don't have an attic, we've got a double dormer. So the attic has been converted into 2 rooms. And the roof was raised and the foundations were replaced. So that's where my brother-in-law and my middle-aged son stay. I want a house already done, but I hate new builds. This house was erected, I love that word, in 1929. So yeah, she's been well loved, but that's probably why there were so many little issues. The electrics will need redoing at some point as well. But to be fair, a lot of her has been modernized over the years, so she's, I think that's what you really want to look for is somewhere that's been loved and updated, but is still old. And because there's something to be said about new builds is that they are not built the same as they used to be. They really aren't. And not everything will stand the test of time. How many of you in the house? Is it big then with lots of rooms? So there's myself, my husband, his brother, and my 3 boys, or our 3 boys. And yeah, we're all in the same house, so it is quite big. It's quite spacious. It's a good size for us. it's not like, because the first house we had in Horsham when we first moved there was that was massive, but it felt like we were on holiday. It didn't feel like an us home. We didn't feel like we could live there. And then that all fell apart real quick because the landlord came back. He lost his job in the country he was working in and came back and needed the house, so we got turfed out of that one pretty fast. Um, and then the other one we rented for a bit was just a dive. We had to get something quickly and ended up staying. It was one of those. It was one of those things where we were like, "Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it because we need somewhere. We'll stay here temporarily and we'll look for somewhere else." Life carried on, and we couldn't stay there temporarily, and we stayed there for like 7 years, and then everything went wrong. Um, but it's okay, Now we've landed on our feet, and here we are, and everything's getting better. So I'm not going to worry too much. That's a lot of guys in one house. It is. I have my cat though. You know, a bit of a sausage fest in this house, but I don't mind. Having three boys will do that to you. You'll end up surrounded by guys. Um, but yeah, they're good kids, and John's amazing. My husband is fantastic, and his brother's really cool. So we all get on brilliantly, and there's no reason for us to not live together. It works. And to be fair, it works more being able to afford somewhere where you have extra finances coming in from other people. I don't know how we would. I mean, if we could have got on the property ladder without John's brother, but we would have literally had to have gone north. There would have been no qualms about it. Like, he's the only reason we can afford to be down here still, but it is what it is. What about you guys? Do you have big families or small families? I've always had a big family, so I'm kind of like, it's kind of norm to me. I grew up in a big family. I mean, I was an only child, but I had extended family that were all very close. So we had that. I was very close to my cousins growing up. They were around all the time. It didn't feel like, and I had my best friend who I've been best friends with since we were six. So, and we're still best friends to this day. So I never really felt like I was in a small family. Um, yeah, I think I will add some to the arms, maybe the fingers, but not yet. I'll see how it goes. I kind of like the simplicity, and I kind of want to keep it simple because she's only a block character. Yeah. Small family. My family on both sides are arseholes, to put it lightly. Oh, well, if it helps, my dad's an arsehole. But we won't talk about him. He won't be around much longer anyway. He's so old. But yeah, it happens. There's arseholes in every family. Yeah, they say blood is thicker than water, but honestly, water's more refreshing sometimes. That's going in the Tammy quote book, that is. Mine too. Yeah, there you go. See? I should go out for a beer. It happens. I mean, my two older boys are not from the same dads, so um, you know, it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. And sometimes it does. I love like seeing families who have like loads of kids and they've married and it's all the same, all the same kids from the same partner and they've been together like childhood sweethearts, stuff like that. It's so lovely to see. But it is rare, like it's so rare. And I think people forget that perfect sort of normal isn't actually as normal as they think. Oop, go there for a minute. Big brush. Let's get in. Tidy up. Oh, I missed her ear. Right. Ooh. Gotta remember her little acorn earring as well. And I'll be doing her eye color above this color because I want it to show through the hair. Oop. Ah. I'm at your station. Oh, what, in Lansing? Why? Oh, to get to Luton. You on your way to Luton now? I thought you were going tomorrow. Oh, I got a full chat down. Sorry, I'm losing you. There we go. I'm off to Brighton to see my nan, and then from Brighton off to Luton. Aha! Oh, bye, Keelan! Have fun! Ah, you'll have a great time. It's always awesome visiting friends. I need to visit Stiffy and Helen again. Ah, I could think actually, I could probably fly to Manchester really easily. If she wants me though. We went to school together. I've known him for 8 years now since we've been at school. Oh, it's lovely when you've had a friend for that long. They are like a sibling. It does get like that. Like Becky, she is pretty much my sister, just not from the same parents. Because we've been best friends. Oh goodness, we've been best friends for. Okay, so if I was 6 and I'm 40, what is that like? 34 years, something like that. I don't know if I did that right. I'm really bad at numbers. But around that mark. I would say it's a funny story. It's actually a really depressing story if you want to know about it. But it's sweet, but also kind of sad. Like I was 6 years old and walking home from school on my own, because that was a thing that my mum did. Not that she should have done, but that is what it is. um, and I walked home from school because there was no one to pick me up, and I saw these two kids playing football on the green, like on the hill above near where my house is. And I remember seeing them and thinking like, oh, that looks like fun. Like they look like nice kids. Like they look like they could be nice people. And I was kind of crying and upset, and they noticed, and her brother ran over and asked if I was okay. And I said, oh, my mum didn't pick me up from school. I'm just going home. I hope she's okay. And they were like, oh no, oh my God, like, why don't you come play with us? Because kids, what do you do? And I was like, okay. So I went and played football with them for a bit, and they told their mum about me. And she invited me in for a bit, and she gave me a bit of food, like not like dinner or anything, but like just a couple snacks and stuff. And then asked if I could get home okay, and I was like, yeah, I can, because she couldn't take me home. So I walked home on my own, and then got home, and that was that. And we've been best friends ever since. It's crazy story. I've had a kind of crazy life, to be fair. I don't think about it that much, but I think we all have. Everyone's had a crazy life, haven't they, in some aspect. Eyes that I forgot to do her hair. There we go. Yeah, it is awesome. And they are awesome people. And it's nuts to think that we've been best friends all those years. And we've had our falling outs, you know, as friends do. It does happen. You will fall out from time to time. But it's working it out and still being friends again afterwards and talking through it that's important, you know, communication and just general care and companionship. Like, just because we fall out doesn't mean I don't like you. Do you know what I mean? Like, people will have arguments, it will happen. You don't turn your back on them, like, after the first hurdle. Like, oh, we've had an argument, let's not ever talk again. Like, that's just sad. Like, you can't throw all that friendship away just over one argument. Like, that's how I feel anyway. So it's always something that we've always talked through and worked out, and it's always been my way. I'm that kind of person. I'm a talk through it and work it out kind of girl. Um, but yeah, I think, you know, those things are important, and communication a lot of the time is lost nowadays with the rise of the internet and everything, and the way things are going. We won't get into that, but with various other things that are happening in the world, like there's just so much like, oh, you know, I don't like this, so that's it. I'm not gonna like. I understand getting rid of like the toxic things in your life, but not every argument is due to a toxic thing. Some arguments are just due to disagreements, and disagreements can be resolved. And I think the problem is there are a lot of people now that seem to believe that any disagreement is not within their limits of comprehension. So they just decide, okay, rather than fix it, I'm just going to ignore it. It doesn't exist to me anymore. And I think that that's sad because you're losing a lot of the relationship that you could be having and still grow by giving up. Do you know what I mean? I'm rambling again. This is Tammy ramblings. But yeah, it's just wild to me how quickly the world has changed. Oh, I can go over that. Give face layer. Just do it there too. Makes me feel better. Right. Yeah, the hair is down there, so that goes there. Love her purple. Love her purple. Yeah, see, I've put everyone off now with my ramblings about relationships and communication. Talking about communication being lost, my best friend is on the same college course that I was on, and apparently the first years don't talk to each other, even though they're sat next to each other, and they'll text each other instead. Are you joking? Oh, is that also? Wait, hold on. So, is this because maybe it's a college course in the sense that they don't want you talking over each other or gossiping in class? Because there are a lot of colleges that don't like that, that are still quite strict, kind of like how school is. Or is it just the case that they've just all stopped communicating and that they are actually allowed to talk in lessons, but they'd just rather be on their phones? Because if it is, that's freaking ridiculous. You were born with a mouth. You weren't born with a phone. Use your mouth, not your phone. Use more mouth. I know that sounds worse than I meant it to be. Teenagers these days not using enough mouth. I'm sorry, that sounds awful. Because they don't communicate. There was context for anyone that just jumped in and heard that line. Oh no, mine wasn't like that. They were allowed to talk and they'd just rather do it over text. Oh, that's awful. No. Just talk to each other. Have actual human. The problem is behind a keyboard, it doesn't matter if it's phone, a computer, anything, you are not portraying yourself. You can, there might be people that do, but there are majority that do not portray themselves because they don't know who they're talking to. So you go in with a mask on naturally because you don't know who you're talking to. And you do that on the phone as well because even though they're sat next to you and you know who they are, you've still got that mask on because you're not actually talking as actual people. Also, it's easier to argue and cause drama when you're behind a keyboard because you're not talking to real people and you're not thinking about consequences. More fights break out, more conflict. I just, like, I'm talking to you guys right now as if I was talking to like any of my friends. Like, but it took me a long time to get here. Like, believe me, like, even when I was younger, like, I'm not shitting on it because it's there. I'm shitting on it because it's something we all go through and it is stupid. And you get to an age where you grow up and you're kind of like, man, that was dumb. And I used to do it too. Like I'd hide behind a keyboard and it kind of gives you this essence of, I can pretend I'm someone a bit better than I am. Because a lot of us are still finding ourselves back then. We're still working things out. We don't know exactly who we are as people. We can know our likes and dislikes. It's generally quite easy. But certain things, like certain aspects, certain social elements, everything will change you, everything will mold you. Um, and not everyone will ever really stay the same. People do change over time. And part of that is because they're growing up and things, they're starting to work things out for themselves. And I feel like you're sheltering that essence of who you are and how to grow by hiding behind a mask more and not talking to people and not communicating. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just old. I hate being 40. It really does feel old and it kind of I've had another kind of life epiphany, I think, in the whole move and everything that's happened with the house. So it does kind of feel like it's age related, but it's more situational related. Um, it just so happens I got older in the times it was happening. Funny that. What the fuck, this damn youth not using their mouse enough these days? Right? Oh, it's funny. So yeah, after I finish these emotes, I'm going to work on Chanel's emotes because she's asked me to do emotes for her. And then I will get that out the way, and then I'm going to draw something for me, and I'm going to start drawing some Pokemon again, I think. And I'm also going to make some physical art and be streaming that soon as well on my other little art table. But unfortunately, you won't see my face, which is why I was talking about getting a VTuber so that there's something that's sort of expressionate on screen. Um, because I can't have a camera here with the studio wall and then a camera with the art station and a camera for a face at the same time. It's just too many cameras, and it wouldn't work. It's struggling enough with two. I think three would just blow up. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into the sort of physical art stuff. Okay, go Chanel. How is she? She's fine. We were playing last night. I was saying earlier, like with my stream, we were playing Don't Scream together, and then I didn't record any of the audio of the game because I didn't press my desktop audio button on my audio stuff, and I was like, God damn it! That really pissed me off because we had quite a few funny clips that we can't use because there's no audio on them, which is a shame. Um, or maybe I'll use them anyway. Do you know what? I might put it up anyway and just say in the description that I didn't press audio at the time because I'm an idiot. It happens. This is still funny though. Because me getting mauled by the bears is pretty funny. Like, it comes out of nowhere. And that game is creepy. That game is so creepy. I didn't, I kind of expected jump scares and stuff. And some of them didn't make me jump. Some of them just made me freeze because sometimes, fight or flight, you don't scream, you freeze up. And there were some that got me off guard and I froze. But there were others that like either just made me laugh or made me jump. And there was a creepy clown, and it's my fault. I stole his balloon, and he laughed, and I thought, oh, that's gonna be something. And then later on, trying to discover another area, and there's this creepy clown laughing, following me around, and I'm like, mate, it's because I stole your balloon, innit? Shh, piss off. But yeah, it was a funny stream. It's just the same shame my audio wasn't working. But how's the rain sounds for everyone? Does it sound cool? Because I was kind of like, I didn't know whether to put some music over the top or I was going to, and then I was kind of like, well, I don't know, because obviously the last thing got demonetized because it started playing Ghibli music, and they picked up on that straight away within minutes. YouTube is hot on that stuff. But yeah, they were like, nope. Oh, sounds so funny. I wish you were there. Oh, you could have been there. Nothing's stopping you. Well, maybe there was. And then you couldn't be there, which makes sense. It's fine. We wish you had been there too. It was funny. But there were a load of technical issues, and getting it up and running was a bit of a pain. And there was also this creepy bit that, like, there's bits where the environment also messes with you. So it's not just like every now and then something creepy happens. Like, so there's a bear going around the woods, and there's a hunter that's looking for you, which can sometimes be another player. And then there's also elements of things that will happen, like, as you're walking around. So you could be walking around a campsite and nothing's happening, and you'll be walking past like a big load of like bags or boxes or things like that are stacked up on top, and then you'll be walking past them several times, and then one time you'll walk past, they'll fall down. So those elements I love, because that kind of reminds me of like when you walk through the corridors in Resi and that dog jumps through the window, but you walk through the same corridor like 1,000 times before that dog jumps through the window, and it is scary because it's unexpected. So those sort of elements I love in horror games. I think they're far more effective than jump scares. The music has stopped again. I say music. The rain. Um. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Nah, it's just I'm never on Twitch. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Um. Juggling between the two has been a bit problematic at times. I'm not going to lie, but I don't hate it. I will lean into my YouTube a little bit more. Do more artsy things and really sort of kind of get out there and get my work out there, because I never really did that. I was always kind of like, I've always been a kind of in the shadows artist. Like, I never really got myself out there, and then I had other artists, big artists. I'm not going to say names because it's not flex, but people that I've spoken to and met along the way, and they were just like, yeah, get a website, do all this stuff, you need to, like, and they're kind of my biggest motivators, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't think I'm that talented, and I'm not. There are, like, I'm not daft. Like, I know my drawings aren't like perfect. But I do have my own little sort of style, and I just roll with it. Um, but then that's art, isn't it? It's subjective. Some people love it, some people don't. Like, and we are all our own worst critics. And I know that, and I do have to trust the process a lot more, and I know that too. But it's just kind of like, this is me kind of getting myself out there a bit more and really sort of showing my stuff and what I can do. And yeah, it might not be perfect. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's completely fine. I'm okay with that. I am taking the advice that other artists I admire have given me, and I'm just going for it. And It took me a while to kind of come out of my shell and really kind of get into it and start putting it on YouTube, but I have been enjoying it so far. And it's chill, and I like my chill art streams. They're cozy and fun. And I can do them when Mars is at school. So it's nice. Nice and quiet. Are you going to be playing any more other horror games? Also, speaking of artists, do you know